Hello there, it's D Square again with another review and breakdown of Uncanny X-Men number 8. As always, I will start with a quick spoiler-free review. This is a strong issue that resolves a couple of plot points and ultimately sets up the series for a final confrontation. There are only 2 more issues left in this Disassembled series, so I would not expect anything less. We see some good action between the X-Men and the Horsemen, and we get a little bit more of a development in the case of Beast missing vaccine. In the end, this issue sets up and reveals who the ultimate villain of the series is, or at least I think it does. The artwork continues to be great, and there are some cool moments in this comic that I really enjoy. Now sit back as I break down the story of Uncanny X-Men number 8, X-men Disassembled number 8. X-Man, aka Nate Gray, is dying. In his last days, he is determined to use his omnipotent mutant powers to bring about world peace and leave behind an ecological and sociological paradise. X-Man deputized Archangel, Magneto, Glob, and Omega Red with the power to change the world by force, bidding them to destroy pollution centers and weapons. To ensure a fair and balanced world, X-Man took on an advisory council comprising of human politician Senator Allen, Xavier Institute headmistress Kitty Pryde, and ancient mutant tyrant Apocalypse. The X-Men rallied at the X-Man's hub in British Columbia to oppose his destruction head-on, but were swiftly overpowered. A group of recruit X-Men, Armor, Glob, Rockslide, and Pixie, were eager to stop X-Man in their own way and disobeyed a direct order from Jean Grey by cooperating with Legion, aka David Haller, and Multiple Man, aka Jamie Madrox, themselves trying to stop X-Man by leaving more panic than pacifism in their wake. When the X-recruits took on X-Men directly, Legion psychically warped them all into a mental version of the hellish timeline known as the Age of Apocalypse. Stranded there, Armor, Glob, Rockslide, and Pixie were changed by their experiences, gaining new powers and hardened emotions. Believing that ending X-Man's life is the only way to prevent the destruction of the real world, Armor is prepared to do the unthinkable. Our issue starts off in the Age of Apocalypse with Armor assaulting the X-Man. The rest of the X-recruits look on in disbelief and are clearly conflicted about how this is going down. We then cut back to Earth Prime, where the X-Men are battling Magneto, Omega Red, and the Blob. The X-Men are holding their own. Jean Grey and Psylocke are trying to break into the mind of Legion, but are having issues doing so. Bishop is with them and trying to get a feel for the situation and their next move. As Jean Grey, Psylocke, and Bishop are talking outside of the battle, Kitty Pryde emerges from the X-Man's temple. Her powers are restored, and she is followed by Senator Allen and Apocalypse, whose powers are also restored. The issue then cuts back to the still intact basement of the Xavier Institute. Beast approaches Anil and lets him know that Beast is aware of what Anil did. It turns out that Anil is the person who stole the vaccine that Beast was developing. We cut back to Jean, Psylocke, and Bishop, and they are alarmed that Apocalypse is there, but Apocalypse explains that their rivalry will need to be on hold. They must concentrate on how to deal with the X-Man. Jean and Psylocke are successful in infiltrating Legion's mind. They can see that the X-recruits are stuck in the Age of Apocalypse. This distresses Bishop, and he wants to help get the X-recruits out immediately. Kitty, however, believes that they need to think this through before acting, because right now the X-Man is contained within the Age of Apocalypse. If they let him out, they will not be able to destroy or subdue him again. Bishop does not agree, but Apocalypse does, so he goes to kill Legion. Bishop, Jean Grey, and Psylocke try to intervene. Jean Grey is able to pin Apocalypse down, so Bishop takes this opportunity to ask Psylocke to place him inside of Legion's head, and she complies by stabbing her psychic blade through Bishop's head, then through Legion's head. I'm a bit unsure of how this works, but it certainly looks darn cool. Bishop arrives in the Age of Apocalypse and stops Armor's assault. Legion is also there with him. The ex-recruits believe they are now saved, but notice that Bishop was the only member of the X-men to come back for them. Armor explains to Bishop that they've been there for a whole year. Bishop rebuts by telling her that it's only been 5 minutes. As the discussion goes on, Bishop and Armor talk about the fate of the X-Man. Bishop is arguing that murder is not the answer. As this is happening, the X-Man notices that Bishop and Legion have not changed in their appearance. This causes him to conclude that they are not in a real place, but rather they are in Legion's head. It is at this point that the X-Man regains his powers and faces off in a psychic duel with Legion. All the ex-recruits and Bishops can see is Legion and X-Men are having somewhat of a staring contest. They then reappear back on Earth Prime, where Jean Grey and the others are located. Psylocke disconnects Bishop and Legion's psychic link. We then see the result of the X-Man's battle with Legion. He is now combined with Legion somehow, and not at all happy that the X-Men were trying to destroy him. Wow, the X-Men and Legion are now combined? How on earth will the X-Men deal with 2 Omega level mutants who have just fused together? Will Apocalypse play a part in this? Find out next time when I review Uncanny X-Men number 9. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope even more that you share it with your social media friends, as well as give me a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the content. Have a great day.